Friday on The Beat, and what a week it's been. It's time to fall back. I'm joined by Emmy Award-winning actor and comedian David Cross. He's produced, written, or acted in over 100 films and shows, including the beloved role of Tobias from the hit show Arrested Development.
Michael, look at you. I mean, you're holding a sledgehammer. Your shirt is oh, I did that.
La clumsy adolescence. It's a phase we've all been through, except for me. I was like a cat.
Tobias is sent to break into Maggie's house to steal evidence.
He has a new comedy special out now called Oh, Come On, and I'm also joined by our other David, Mr. David Korn from Mother Jones. He received a George Polk Award for breaking that very influential Mitt Romney 47% story back during simpler political times. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
David Korn, who needs to fall back?
Well, remember Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House?
I do.
Every time that Trump did something wrong, lied, acted ignorant, he was nowhere to be found. Didn't say anything. But this week, we learned that for an interview in a book that's coming out, I think pretty soon, he said that he believed Trump was he said not a good person, he was ignorant about government, and that Ryan himself left the job, vacated the job, because he couldn't stand working with Donald Trump. Now, if this isn't one of the biggest, so now you tell me, in the world, I don't know what there is, but I have to say, for this profile in cowardice, for speaking out when it barely matters, Paul Ryan should fall back.
And you think this is clear that it's Ryan playing politics because he wants this to be in the book?
Well, that's a good question. I think we're going to see a lot of maneuvering on the part of Republicans. It may go on for the next couple of decades.
Yeah.
I was not really a Trump fan at the time.
Right.
And this is the beginning for him.
Yeah, David, this is the question of whether Donald Trump is sort of the tequila of conservative America, and you unleash it and you act a certain way, but then when it's all over the next day, are you like, that was the real me? Yeah. Or I don't know what that was.
Well, they're all lying and duplicitous and disingenuous, and they're, it's only to support their
agenda
and just to keep working and then sell, become a lobbyist and then sell books. And
you find it pathetic.
Yeah, it's a bad way to be a human being.
I think that's very clearly put.
Yeah.
Who's on your fallback list as the great artist that you are? You're not as obsessed with this politics stuff as we are.
Well, I was going to say neo-Nazis being welcomed to the Rose Garden, but I think this is more important. I've been out. The reason I have this crazy beard is I've been in the woods in Oregon shooting, so I didn't have any shooting a movie, not shooting
bears.
So I didn't have. I had no internet and wasn't privy to a lot of the news items. But more important, I think, really, because your producers gave me some stuff to pick out. This photo shows a black bear relaxing at a New Hampshire hotel. There you go.
He's chilling.
Yeah, but let me, we've all seen that enough. Okay, take that off, put it on me. Now, more importantly, as you read this article, then forget the black bear, get a close-up on this. Please, where do I go? Okay.
There you go. It says
gym photos that you have to see to believe. What? Who's getting away with this? That there are gym photos that have to be seen to be believed. You wouldn't believe what's happening in the photo unless you saw it with your own eyes. This is outrageous, America. This is not the America that I want to live in. So that's got to
I got to tell you something.
Friday.
The bear might be interested in that because it's clickbait.
That sounds vaguely sexual. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
No, it's a joke about bait.
Like baiting bears. So you put baits in the woods.
See, I'm
bears.
My joke was so bad, the comedian didn't even get it enough to make fun of it. Let alone, that's how bad it was.
I get it now.
And the reporter had to explain.
Why are you laughing now?
I'm laughing at you, not with you. There's a difference. There's a subtle difference.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Yeah. Anything else need to fall back?
Well, there's that Putin steak thing. Do you have a picture of that?
Let's see that.
No, they didn't have it ready.
We have it. You guys have it.
You better, guys. This is live.
It hasn't been. It hasn't
T
been
minus
cooked up
5.
yet.
Okay. No. All right.
Well, there we go.
There it is. Yes. Now consider your sources. That's from the Sun. You know, that's a.
Well, you could see the picture. Does it look like Putin to you?
I think it does. But clearly, somebody manipulated that, right? There's no way that.
I mean, look, David Corn, you know what David Corn's critics say? They say he's obsessed with Russia. So you see Putin wherever you look, even in the meat aisle.
I don't know how to respond to that, but no, I have not seen Putin in either bacon, chicken, fish, or tofu. I just don't see him in any of those
What
platters.
about Mother Mary? What about Mary or Jesus? I've seen.
Or Peter Paul and Mary.
Oh boy, you got
I'm
it.
just trying to keep up with Ari here.
I've seen a visage of Peter, Paul, and Mary on the side of a bank in Virginia. It was 4 stories. People flock to it.
You said something earlier, comedian David Cross, which is true, which is this show is live.
Yes.
And now it's over.
Oh.
So it's no longer alive. It's kind of.
Now we're
Wait,
overdue.
you just got
going
canceled
right
because of the
into hardball.
Oh, I'm sorry to
David
hear that,
Cross,
man. Best of luck
big
to
fan
you.
of your work. Appreciate you being here.
Always a
David
pleasure,
Corn.
sir.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.